The night before London, I had stayed over at Owen's. We woke up super early to catch our train. Upon arriving, we were optimistic about our idea as we headed towards the Southbank skate area. We're excited to show the passion of the skaters at the Southbank area and talk a bit about its history, interview someone and get some amazing B-roll. Whilst on our way to the skate area, I shot some clips of the buildings and scenery that were around us. It was about 7:30 AM when we arrived at the skate spot. There was only one skater there who we asked if we wanted to be interviewed. He was unable to and we had to move on. The place was covered with security cameras and we were unsure about shooting there once we'd realised. We left and decided to shoot some more of the surroundings. Three hours had passed and we'd returned to the skate spot. We got there and there were more skaters there, however we also saw security guards with Southbank Patrol written on the back of their jackets. At this point, we came to the realisation that we'd be unable to shoot there.
Can't shoot there, they're not letting us. Obviously got cameras there and stuff, and obviously as said on the email, don't really want to say it even though it's not a commercial thing.
The security was just too heavy and we agreed that we need to move on and try something else. After this, we decided to sit and have a little chat about what we were going to do. So, we're going to be saying, right, some shit about, we'll show archive footage and then we'll say how we did want to do the Southbank thing. So then we'd spent over a month gathering everything together and planning everything for this shoot, only for it to collapse almost instantly. Will be sort of voiceover, and then it will come to sort of, well, now, sort of saying as we arrived, we got to Southbank, realised that
it's not going to happen.
Yeah, wasn't going to happen, and then there'll be like the thing of me with the clapperboard, and then it'll just cut to whatever we get up to.
Sweet.
The thing is, we need to figure out what we're actually getting up to. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Over this bridge.
Over the bridge.
Yeah, because we go over down the other side, we'll be facing the London Eye and we can get some good shit. We came up with the idea of basing our documentary around taking photos in London. We went off and took multiple shots of our surroundings. Oh, that was nice. Yeah, that was good. We essentially split into two groups, and we had me and Cameron doing the cinematics, whilst Owen and Stella captured behind the scenes of us as we shot. An hour or so later, we realised that our idea was just running too thin. We didn't have enough content to shoot, nor did we have a clear plan of what we wanted. The passion for this photography idea just wasn't there, given that we came up with it within 30 minutes. It started off quite well, but it just got to a point where we just became confused with what we were actually shooting for. We came to the collective decision that we were just going to head back towards the National Film Theatre and film us having a discussion, and that's what we did. It'll go from the start of saying where the skating didn't work.
Right.
And then we'll have the footage of the security guard and the cameras and the signs and whatnot. And the archive footage of what we wanted to create.
What maybe into like an interview? Is that what we're doing as well?
Yeah.
Like us?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That'll like overlay it.
Yeah.
And then it'll cut back and saying, so when that didn't work, we decided to try and do an observation, which we thought was good at first.
Yeah.
We then realised the idea was running a bit thin and we had nothing really to shoot.
And then here we are.
And then here we are now.
Yeah.
What we need to discuss is what we're going to shoot after this. Personally, I'm not sure. I really don't know what we can show, because if we're showing how our documentary hasn't worked, we have nothing to show because it hasn't worked.
But is that, I guess, the point of it? As in, like.
Yeah, but then what do we show for
because
that?
that way then we won't have anything to show for it. It'll just be like, oh
Yeah, the point is it hasn't worked,
but we need to show that.
but we need to show it hasn't worked.
So we could just.
We came to terms with the fact that all the ideas we come up with throughout the day haven't worked since our initial idea came crashing down on us. Personally, I was in the mindset that anything we did after this just wasn't going to match up to what we'd originally planned. It was in this moment we opted to make a documentary about how our documentary failed. We then established that as we didn't actually have anything else to shoot, there was no reason for us to be in London anymore. Everything we shot of our ideas falling apart throughout the day was the actual content for our documentary. It's seemingly going to pick up at the end. It's not typical hero's journey like all ends well. It is just raw, gone to shit.
Yeah.
This is what we're showing.
Yeah.
So, realistically, after this, then, have we got nothing to shoot?
I would say so, yeah. Unless
Well, not here, as in on the train and things like that, and maybe
But
on the
in-
way
in
home,
London?
on the way back, as in like.
yeah, we could shoot some stuff of us walking back with at the train station.
Only
as well.
small amounts, but us like going back and
Yeah.
getting on the train, things like that, like all the journey home.
Yeah.
So I could put the camera back on gimbal or something. Just get some walking shots. Alright, nice. So in the end, it kind of ended up writing itself. So with this, we decided to head back to the station.
Like, when they're done, like, I can't fucking say.
To round off, the day wasn't a huge success for me, but I still had something to work with. I wasn't completely confident that we actually had a coherent documentary to edit, and that it had any actual structure. However, we didn't give up. We stayed, we pushed through, ideas stemmed from all over the place, but nothing ever prevailed. Once I began the edit, I quickly realised that I had very little passion for the film, and I came to realise that we need to shoot some interviews of ourselves to add some context to the footage that we shot. We'd set up and shot these interviews, and now I noticed in the editing that they seemed too on the spot. There wasn't enough description and it didn't match the B-roll well enough. This is what led me to voicing over my experience of the day from my own perspective. And with that, that sums up my experience of the day and this project as a whole.